me to pick a side of the track for the sound to dominate. So I can move it up so that it's more on the left side, or I can bring it down so it's more on the right side. So down here would be completely on the right. Here is center. Here is right center around here. And then here is completely right. And if I wanted to do left, I would go up. So let's put this on the left side and see how that sounds. Oh, my cat's here. She hears the birds. All right, here we go. There we go. See that volume dipping there? It's all on the left side. That's fun. Okay, great. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my other bird sound, and let's listen to that real quick. It's very lovely. Okay, great. So that's what I want. I'm going to go back over to the multi-track window. I'm going to double click on I'm going to click on my track 4, and now I'm going to drag the bird number 2 into here. I'm going to drag that over so that ends a little bit. Oops, hi honey. I'm going to drag this over. Oops, hit OK. And what I want to do is I want to align this so it ends right there. Okay. So let's take a listen to this now. What happens, actually, before I do that, I'm going to just do this. Oops, didn't mean to do that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the blue bar and I'm going to move it down towards the right side because I put the other bird sound towards the left side. And let's hear what that sounds like. So yeah, it may not be audible from the screening that you're listening to right now, but you can definitely hear the sound come out of the different speakers. So on the left side, I have that one bird sound coming out, and on the right side, I have the bird number 2 sound coming out. And one of the things I'm noticing is that actually the construction site is losing a little bit of its notice or a little bit of its sound. So I'm going to just turn that volume up a little bit on that and maybe bring the volume down on this sound a little bit. If I can. There we go. And I think I'm going to have the volume on the little bird of number 2 increase. So I'm going to put those keyframes in, right, and then just bring it up. So what I've done now is I've kind of flipped the sounds of the birds. Let's hear what this sounds like. That's good. So now I can hear the chatting and the little ambiance of the construction site. Great. Now there's one other sound I wanted to bring in, and I'm going to do a 5th track. And I would like to bring in the sound of the plane. Let's listen to that. I like the sound of that, the sort of decay of it as it travels away. So I'm going to go back, back over to the multi-track window, and I have my track 5 highlighted, and I'm going to drag my plane into here, and let's Hit OK for the sample. That volume's really, really high, and I want to make it, I like it like present, but I don't think I want it that loud. And I think I'm going to have that plane move across the sky and feel like it's going from left to right. So I'm going to bring it all the way down to the right. I'm going to put a keystone here. So start off all the way here. And let's bring it up slowly so that it drifts off on the left side. Oops, let's bring it back. Stop. And that marker's all the way over here. Woo! No, didn't mean to do that. There we go. Oh, that bird sound makes my cat really excited. I'm going to bring down the volume a little bit on the plane. It is really loud. You can see in the waveform visualization that it's peaking a lot. It's super, super loud. So let's try bringing it down a little bit. Yeah, that's really nice. So the cool thing is, this has a very, very rich background, far distant sound, as well as a middle ground and a foreground and something that's super close. I actually want to create one more plane. I'm going to put my second plane sound. I'm going to put this in here in track 5, and I'm going to create a very, very distant sound with that. So let me just hear that real quick. Oh yeah, that's a nice gradual sound. All right, let's drop that in. Go back over to the multi-track, and I'm going to drag that plane, oops, right here. Now I don't want all of that. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim. So I'm going to trim here. I'm going to trim on I trimmed on the left side, now I'm going to trim on the right. Let's see, it's a long sound. Go back up to change my view. You know what, I'm just going to have to make a 6-track and bring it here down to there. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to keep the, let's put it on the center right side and bring that volume down real low so it's barely there. Yeah. That's great. Okay, so we've got here, let's listen to it from the beginning. All right. Okay, sounds good. So now what I'm going to do is stop that, and I'm going to save this now. So we're going to call this File. We're going to go to File, then Save As, and we're going to call this Sound Fun, right? So we're just going to overwrite what we saved before. And let's see, everything here looks good. We're browsing, checking all that. Okay, cool. Everything is good to go. We're going to replace this, hit OK. File already exists. Would I like to overwrite? Yes, I would. Yes. Great. So it's saved. Now I'm going to export it. I'm going to export this. So I go File, Export. I'm going to do a multi-track mixdown and do the entire session. And what that's going to do is export the master clip. So in my file name is Sound Fun Mixdown. Yep, it's going to the same location as everything else. Keep it all, everything else here is okay. So I'm going to hit OK. That's great. So let me see, I'm going to navigate over to, let me just close out of this window. So I'm going to navigate back over to my sound folder. I'm going into session 1, and there's the mixdown, Sound Fun Mixdown. So let's listen. There it is in my iTunes. All right, fantastic. And there it is. Okay,